The last roll of 1985 Libertads I opened had a couple of amazing toners. Even sealed, this one is showing potential.
In my last video, I opened a 1984 Libertad roll that unfortunately was a little bit of a letdown. We did have a couple of decent coins, but nothing that really stood out or made the cut. So today I'm testing fate. This is another roll, this one 1985, still sealed after 40 years. Same source, same packaging. I'm not going to do any edits, no fancy graphics, just a pure collector's reveal from start to finish. So the question is, could the second roll be even better? Or will it prove that the first was kind of a fluke? Well, let's find out. Okay, we are going to go ahead and move the turntable for now. Don't think we're going to need that right away. And let's go ahead and give you a nice little look at the toning on that one right off the bat. That looks kind of nice. Now, what's really neat is that I am able to get over here and show you just what some of that patina looks like. There, that's an even better view. Look at that. Now, the question is that the only one that nice? Or are there others? So let's take a look. I will go ahead and open this. As carefully as I can. There we go. All right. Interesting. Now, I've got to say I am a little bit disappointed. Those of you that know Libertad rules know that typically you have a plastic disc on both ends, and I already knew it was missing on the open end. Well, you know what? Nope, I take that back. I take it all back. The plastic disc is actually right here underneath the tape. Okay, so at least the plastic disc on the back end was intact. So let's take a look at these. All right. Now, the neat thing about my new setup is this. I can keep multiple cameras in view and make use of them all. So this, again, is a full view of that beautiful looking toned ender. What does the other side look like? Okay, there's some decent color there as well. I can't say I'm terribly disappointed there. Now, again, over here, that gives you a little better idea what you're looking at. All right, we'll set that one over here. And we'll pick up coin number 2. All right, that one has some decent luster. Actually, that one looks pretty nice. There are not a great deal of abrasions or marks on that one. I'd say that one is pretty good looking. And look at the toning on that. Okay, it's difficult to be upset at that. A little closer look. Yeah, those surfaces, you get a couple of marks up there. But overall, that's not too shabby. And that's a better look at some of the color. Very nice. Okay, that's number 2. Next one up. Number 3. All right, there's again a little bit of color, not a lot, kind of subtle, but that's decent looking. And that's not on the coin, okay. And you get some mellow color on the obverse as well. Very nice. That's number 3. Here's number 4. Reasonable. Couple of abrasions. Same thing. A little bit of color. Most of these have some color on them. That's kind of nice. All right, I'm going to go through these kind of quick unless we get one that's a little bit spectacular. All right, that one does have a few marks on it as well, but overall, that's not bad. Those don't really break the surface of the coin. This may be a nice little, what's this? All right, we got to check that out. So, all right, we'll move that over here and we'll see. Yeah, that's an unfortunate little rim hit right there. Otherwise, the surface looks pretty good. And what I was going to point out is that most of that does not break the surface. But I also think we are looking at a double die reverse. I am pretty sure that is a double. But that is coin number 5 to be examined later on as needed when it goes up for sale on my Whatnot show, which will be tomorrow night. All right, another beautiful little 85. That's got some nice surfaces on it. A little bit of color. Again, a few small abrasions. I'm not terribly concerned about how that looks. Yep, and that might be another double die. And again, nice color, decent surfaces. All right, that's number 6. Here's number 7. Nothing spectacular, a few marks on the torso. That's pretty nice. I'm not seeing a lot as far as surface marks there. That's pretty darn nice. All right, that's number 7. Number 8. A couple of lines, a couple of surface rubs. Nothing terrible. Some nice subtle tone. Couple of minor marks. All right, that's number 8. Let me know in the comments. What do you think so far? Do you like this roll? Would any of them be worthy for grading? Do you see any that you'd like to add to your collection? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious. All right, this one's not too bad. And the obverse is definitely the best part of that coin. And if you're enjoying this video, while I hit the halfway mark, please take a moment and subscribe to the channel and like this video. It helps YouTube recommend it to other people with like interests and will help me grow the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you all. All right, again, minor marks above the A and the T, another little cut line up above the head there. Pretty minor overall. All right, looks like there's some kind of a milk spot or something going on there. Here's what I mean by that. You can see there's, it's almost like a coffee stain or something, but there's something on the outline of that coin that you can see better right there around the snake head and under the motto. All right, so that is the halfway mark. That's coin number 10. Here's number 11. And that one doesn't look too shabby at all. A little bit of a body rub, a couple of minor abrasions, decent subtle toning, couple of rubs, a little bit of, dirt or mark, whatever those are. Not breaking the surface of the coin. I'm not overly upset about those. All right, next one up. Here we go. And this is coin number 12. All right, she's got a little bit of hits up there above the Plata Pura and another one over by the 1. That might well be another double die reverse, however. Obverse looks fairly clean. No real major marks I'm seeing. I like that one. All right, that's number 12. Lucky number 13 looks like this. And that doesn't look too bad. There's a couple of minor surface rubs. That looks like it's about it. Obverse doesn't look too bad. Couple of minor rim dings and a couple of soft surface contacts. But that is a pretty clean coin, except for that up there. And that doesn't really go very deep. It doesn't really break the surface much, if at all. All right, that's lucky number 13. 14 is looking like this. All right, we do have a couple of marks, couple of slices, one above the head, one under the O. Obverse looking like this. Decent, again, subtle toning on pretty much most of these coins. I will say that again looks like it might be a double die. And maybe not. I don't want to take the time to look at it right now. All right, number 15, looking like this. And all right, we got a little bit of dirt over here, whatever that is. And a couple of little lines up in there, but nothing real significant. Again, those are more rub marks than they are impacts deep into the coin. Well, that's a small little cut right there. Okay, take it back. And is that a double die? I don't think so. All right, the reverse is looking like that. All right, not bad. All right, that's number 15. Making our way through number 16. That may be the cleanest coin we've seen yet as far as the reverse. And that is also pretty clean. Okay. Take a quick look up there. What does that look like? Yeah, that is an unfortunate hit from the rim of another coin. Otherwise, that surface is pretty much beautiful on both sides. We do have a couple of minor hits here and here. Little body rub there. Very much almost looking like a double die reverse. All right, not a bad looking coin. That is number 16. 17 looks like this. Minor marks, nothing significant. Okay. Very nice, actually. I like the obverse on that one. All right, that's 17. Here's 18. Pretty much same thing. Minor marks. All right, there's something going on over by the 1. And a few very minor marks and scuffs on the obverse. The reverse again. You got that one cut over there by the 1. All right, that is 18. Coming down to the home stretch, here is number 19. Another little cut over there by the A. Otherwise, a pretty solid reverse, surface-wise. Obverse, all right, actually looking pretty decent. Very minor contact marks, nothing overly serious. I like that one quite a bit. And coin number 20, the last one of the batch. We're looking at decent mellow toning, kind of subtle. We've got a few hits here and there, a little one above her head. Now that's what I'm talking about. Whoops, the other one. That is some nice looking toning and actually a pretty decent surface at that. There's a nice full screen look on her. And I'll do you a solid and switch her over here so you can see exactly what we're dealing with. You know, that doesn't really bother me that much, that little circle thing over here. That little cut mark above her head and that one above the A and the T probably bother me a little more. And this one down by her hand. But I think the reverse or the obverse is where you shine on this coin. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is all the way around. All right, gang, that is the last of them. So again, in the comments, let me know which ones are your favorites. Which ones would you be interested in? And if you want to purchase any, come on over to my Whatnot stream. But once again, please subscribe to the channel and like this video so we can help spread the word. And once again, I am Adam, the educational numismatist. Thanks for watching.